Hi guys, you're probably wondering why I'm talking to you face to face right now. You should be watching the review for Rainbow Rocks. I just wanted to let you guys know I had some problems with my video editing software while producing this video. So unfortunately, because of that, I had to download a trial version of the program that I currently use, which means that there will be a watermark throughout the video. It's not too invasive, but I just wanted to let you guys know and apologise for that. So the watermark will not appear in any more videos after this, it's just in this one. So I apologise repeatedly for it. So hopefully people won't complain about it in the comments, but you probably will. But just to let you guys know, so sorry. Hopefully you enjoy the video anyway. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Bye!
Hey, Maddie! Yeah, Mary Sue, what is it now? You know how you're doing a review of Rainbow Rocks? Yeah, duh. Well, it says here that Hasbro has been given the green light for a My Little Pony movie. What? Yeah, 2017 release according to Equestria Daily. Totally awesome, right? Maddie? Why are you hitting your head off the wall like that? If I was a dead horse, this would be hilarious. I don't get it. With the recent announcement of a feature-length MLP movie coming in 2017, I have to admit, I'm pretty skeptical. A movie would be an awesome send-off for the franchise, and a perfect way to round it off. Of course, I highly doubt this rumoured movie would, in fact, be the end of MLP, but perhaps mark the end of Gen 4. But let's face it, no fan of the show truly wants it to end, but at the same time, pushing the show to be longer than 6 or even 7 seasons long is a little over-ambitious. The world of MLP is big enough to cope, in my opinion, and the fandom's not exactly going to say no anytime soon, but I think Hasbro really would be, for want of a better phrase, flogging a dead horse.
Oh, now I get it.
Should the franchise be allowed to sleep at long last, leaving the fans wanting more by not giving them too much of a good thing, or should it just keep going? And if it does it have the potential to be just as inspiring and successful as it has been for the last 4 seasons?
Yep.
Well, if it means we get more movies like Rainbow Rocks, a movie based on the sister franchise of MLP. That being said, Rainbow Rocks had a lot of potential to bring a new tone to the franchise, especially with that suggestive title. Turns out, this movie had a lot of rainbows but not much rock. The music was not memorable for me, with the exception of the opening theme song, but even then, the majority of the music was much more soft pop rock than actual rock music. But what do I know? I'm not a music expert, it's just not what I was expecting. There have been many animated movies in recent years that have their music to thank for their success, making them overrated and even oversold. Not to mention overplayed.
Let it go, let it go.
I like Idina Menzel before it was cool. No one even remembers Cersei.
But it's a good song.
We're not reviewing that movie.
Aw, but...
No! That's not to say that Rainbow Rocks was a bad movie, nor was its music bad. It just missed a lot of very obvious opportunities to do something a little different and new, and some of the songs stopped the story dead. But Hasbro knows what sells, so let's just stick in the safe zone and just spew out the same old goo again. Yeah, music and high school. We've never seen that before, have we? With a name like Rainbow Rocks, I expected this movie to have far more nods to, well, rock music. With the battle scene at the end of the movie mirroring Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and yes, I know I'm not the only reviewer who has noticed that, I just think this movie could have had far more homages to rock instead of just doing cameos to its sister franchise, constantly. I mean, MLP references other shows all the time. Might they be obvious or subtle? Like I said, I'm no music expert, so maybe there is references and nods here and there, but I sure never saw any. I will say this though, The animation this time around is far more sophisticated, and there's a lot more eclecticity with the characters. Unlike its predecessor, this film feels like it deserves the theatrical release. But did Equestria Girls really need a sequel at all? Does Rainbow Rocks do anything to sell this sister franchise more? Does it have any potential to be more than just another excuse to sell toys? Let's take a look at Equestria Girls Rainbow Rocks. Yeah, still makes me laugh. The movie begins with a short prelude introducing the villains of the movie, followed by an opening sequence summing up and reminding us of the previous movie with stylistic silhouettes. Now that this movie and its world is established, it doesn't have to rely on its sister franchise so much, which allows some breathing space for it to grow into its own. Though perhaps this movie spent too much time riding the coattails of its predecessor. I mean, we don't have to be reminded so many times about the plot from the previous movie. We get it, the previous movie exists. The movie needs to remind us of that, but it doesn't have to spend almost half the movie doing so. This movie starts off at least as Sunset Shimmer's movie, which I loved. Here we see a story from the point of view of a reformed villain, and we see her remorse and her attempts at putting the past behind her. Unfortunately, she and the viewer are constantly reminded of her villainy in the previous movie, so she can't just forget about it. We can thank Principal Exposition for getting that ball rolling. Hey everyone! Remember how in the previous movie that Sunset Shimmer turned all of you into teenage zombies while she was a power-mad she-demon hell-bent on taking over Equestria, and how she demolished half the school, and how she ruined the fall formal, mentally scarring you all for life, causing you all to have to attend weekly therapy sessions to avoid being institutionalized? Just making sure you remember. Principal Exposition away! As for Sunset Shimmer's remorse and attempts at forming new friendships, she hits a few hurdles along the way. With the absence of Twilight Sparkle, it is up to the other main 5 human counterparts to help her and teach her about friendship. So, they have a band now, and seemingly have left Sunset Shimmer completely out of the group, making her nothing more than a spectator. Oh yeah, way to go guys, well done at teaching someone about friendship by not making her feel like part of the gang. Twilight Sparkle would be so proud. Speaking of the band, the first song of the movie establishes more of the world and reveals that when the band play, equestrian magic grants them the same powers we see them have at the end of the first movie. No, get it off the screen! Get it off! Why movie? Why bring this guy back? At least in the first movie he was there for plot convenience. Here he's just here as another reminder of the first movie. Another reminder for Sunset Shimmer that she was corrupted and evil and used others for her own personal gain. Okay, we get it! Sheesh! So after band practice, Sunset Shimmer goes to meet 3 new students offering to show them around, a way for her to make new friends before they hear about her past. Well, with the way Principal Exposition has been parading the plot of the last movie around, I don't see how they're not going to know. So let's talk about the 3 villains of this movie, shall we? These 3 had so much potential to have their own subplot to fully explore their dynamic. We have a hint of a slight problem with authority within the group, and I would have loved to have seen this be explored further. Instead, we get what we've seen countless times before. We have the intellectual one, who is usually the leader of the group, the grouchy rebellious one who challenges the leader on her authority, and the goofy one who acts more like a sidekick rather than a third party to the entity, often just playing around and messing up the plan, remaining in ignorant bliss.
It's Taco Tuesday! I'm going to bake the cake.
This may be adorable, but unless it's expanded upon and relevant to the plot, this just felt like fan pandering. Look at me, I'm evil, but I'm adorable. I like tacos. Oh, and I can't appreciate irony. But that character trait doesn't affect the plot at all, nor does it actually develop my character at all. It's just a quirk I have. Yay for pointless character quirks! If these 3 were banished to this world, I feel it would have been far more interesting if it was revealed that the 3 of them were in fact 3 parts of one creature or something, and after banishment it was split into 3 to weaken its power. I have to ask though, if 3 sirens were banished they banished along with these pendants that allow them to sing? Does this mean the sirens could only sing with these pendants in Equestria as well? We do see them wearing them in the story that Twilight tells from the book. If Starswell banished them, why did he allow them to keep those pendants if that was the case? More importantly, why is it that this world, which mirrors our own, is used as a form of punishment? Why not banish them to Tartarus? This whole scenario could have been avoided. Hey there, Starswell. Remember that huge massive dungeon you banished T-Rick to? Well, looks like we've got some room for those sirens as well. What's that? Oh, there's an alternate universe you're going to throw them into, even though there are innocent bystanders in that world? I mean, I know the dungeons are a little bit overcrowded, but there's still a little space in that corner over there. No? Alternate reality? Banishment rather than imprisonment? Okay, you're the boss, I guess. Justice at work. These villains are not really anything new. I mean, we've seen these types of villains before, and in MLP, a villain who uses coercion and manipulation is a running theme, as corruption, lies, and coercion is the exact opposite of friendship. These bad elements are powerful, and the Sirens know how to harness this magic, moving through the crowd, petting them in a seductive manner, moving them like pawns on a chessboard. I just have to ask,
Star Swirl must have sent them there ages ago. How come they're just surfacing now?
oh, never mind, Applejack asked this for us, though it is never answered. Because hey, plot convenience!
Star Swirl must have sent them there ages ago. How come they're just surfacing now?
I have no idea.
And we don't need everything spoon-fed to us, but hey, at least the movie is aware of its plot holes, but being aware of them doesn't make them go away.
Dark magic? I find that very hard to believe.
Celestia, you're an idiot. Stop reminding us of the previous movie. Stop reminding Sunset Shimmer of her previous convictions. She's shown remorse and is facing the consequences of it already. It wasn't funny the first time, and if it's not funny the first time, repeating it over and over doesn't make it a running gag. It just makes it repetitious. There's a big difference between consistency and repetition. It doesn't build to anything, so it's completely pointless. Not to mention really, really annoying!
If you have to explain a joke, there is no joke!
Seriously though, Sunset Shimmer has the patience of a saint. Knowing something far more sinister is going on with the three Sirens posing as an opposing band, it is revealed that Sunset Shimmer has kept a book that allowed her to communicate with Princess Exposition while she was a student of hers. I really liked this segue back into Equestria, and it gave us an insight into a possible reason to how Sunset Shimmer grew too ambitious in the first place. During her studies, Twilight had Spike to assist her in composing her letters to Celestia, giving her advice and feedback before sending them. Sunset Shimmer never had this. It's just a theory of mine, but if Sunset had someone else to bounce ideas off of like Twilight did, perhaps this whole fall from grace could have been avoided.
Say what now?
This is why I don't do headcanons.
Oh, of course, excuse me. Security! This movie has been hijacked. Isn't it just typical of Twilight Sparkle? Here she is with a TV show 4 seasons long and counting, and a spin-off movie, and a rumoured full-length MLP movie in 2017. You'd think that'd be enough for a... But no! She had to hijack this movie from Sunset Shimmer too, didn't she?
Wait a minute, Anthony C, I didn't authorise this. What are you doing here? This is my channel.
I've never heard of a cameo that mirrors the narrative of what you're reviewing. Every pony does it. Can I review this movie with you?
No. Maybe another time.
But just listen to our accents, Maddie. How glorious they sound together. Oh, the novelty.
Oh, actually, you have a point there. Yeah, maybe another time though. Not today. Another day.
Accents.
Leave now before I set Mary Sue on you. Hang on, wait a minute. Has he always been an Earth pony? Maddie, what accent was that? Was he English? Let's not go there, please. You know what's really interesting here? When Twilight returns to Canterlot High, the stigma between Twilight and Sunset Shimmer that should have been there, in the story point of view anyway, is there only for a brief moment. Now this kind of conflict could have easily taken over the story completely. They're not quite on full speaking terms yet, but as the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words. Twilight accepts Sunset Shimmer's hand to help her on her feet here, an act representing that Twilight has put the past behind her and is willing to accept help from this reformed villain, who she can now call friend. That is, if it wasn't for the fact she hijacks the movie and we see her struggle to figure out how to solve the problem with the Sirens all on her own without asking for help from anyone. Okay, so it's not going to be so easy this time, Twilight. No Deus Ex Machina this time. Oh, come on! No, before that, Twilight, after some help from Spike, takes it upon herself to write a spell to counter the Sirens without asking for help from anyone or admitting to her friends that she can't do it on her own. She's almost offered an olive branch from Sunset Shimmer at one point, though.
You're not free to make your own choices.
Sometimes you feel so
You're just
trapped.
Oh yay, look, they're relating to each other! Oh hey, look, a rock, in a movie called Rainbow Rocks. You know what, maybe when I said more references to rock, I didn't mean a cameo from a monotonal geologist. Also, hooray for more fan pandering. The girls figure out that they have to fight the siren's magic by fighting fire with fire, just like they did with Sunset Shimmer, making the music of the film much more of a role than just stringing the plot together, which is a nice touch. The final battle scene is one of epic proportions, far superior than the first movie, when it comes to animation anyway, and yes, like I said, it is a blatant copy of the battle scene from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but here, Sunset Shimmer finally has her moment in the spotlight and takes up the mic. This was the element that was missing, the element of forgiveness. I don't know, maybe I'm just firing off my headcanon again with this theory, but it is a possibility that Sanjit had to give herself for her mistakes, and forgiveness is a choice, not an emotion. So now that Sunset Shimmer has allowed herself to be a proper member of the group, equestrian magic also transforms her, and her colour is added to the rainbow, creating a giant, let's call it a musicorn.
I love the musicorn, okay?
Yeah, I thought you would, Mary Sue. Yeah, here we go with the Deus Ex Machina that always seems to happen with no explanation within the world of MLP. I did think the musicorn was kind of cheesy, but the reveal of it made it pretty epic. Now the sirens are defeated, the gems that allowed them to sing are broken, and they retreat, taking the broken pieces with them. I wonder if that's going to go anywhere. Probably not. Oh, for the love of... Here's a hug from the guy that did nothing for the plot except make you cry, Twilight! So, is that even more weekly therapy sessions to avoid being institutionalized, guys? Or are we just going to pretend we didn't just see a giant musicorn in the sky? Guess we're going with the latter. Let's remain forever in pretty ignorant bliss, shall we? I have pretty substantial proof that it does work for some people. This movie, for me, was far superior to Equestria Girls. Okay, it's not groundbreaking at all, and okay, it's not going to make any sense to anyone that's outside of the fandom. But regardless, the animation was far more superior and sophisticated, the story felt more grounded, and the characters had much more room to breathe. Sure, there were a few holes here and there, and it got repetitious, predictable, and annoying at times, but hey, it has a lot to give up to. Overall, I liked it. I highly recommend it. Yeah, that's right, you heard me say it. I liked Rainbow Rocks. And why not? I'm not blind to its flaws. I can enjoy this movie far more than the first film. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Mad Munchkin.
Hey, wait, Maddie. You know when you held up that maybe sign for reviewing Disney's Frozen?
What? I don't remember that. I don't remember doing that at all. When did I do that?
Oh, hang on. I'll just show you.
How were you doing that?
There, right there, at 3 minutes in. 3 minutes into the video. You held up a sign that said, maybe. So, can I take that as a yes for reviewing Disney's Frozen next?
Do you promise me not to sing Let It Go at any point if I review it?
What? But that's not fair!
If you promise me you won't sing, and I'll review Disney's Frozen next. This will be torture for you.
Okay. I promise. I won't sing Let It Go in Disney's Frozen.
Yay! I love you, Mary Sue! This is going to be awesome!
Okay, now you're scaring me.
I'm Mad Munchkin. Stay creative. Oh, I'm so hyped right now!
And so Maddie finally got the greatest cameo ever. Until of course she got a better one from, I don't know, let's say Digibro.